Mr. Mapes, this is Tracy with Juneal Trial Courts. How are you this morning?
I'm pretty good in yourself.
Pretty good. Pretty good. As you know, it's my last day, so...
Yes. I thought yesterday was.
Nope, it's today.
Oh, I bet you're glad.
I am ready to go be near my son, that's for sure.
Oh, that's good. I mean, what you kind of expressed about him, I mean, the more support he would get, the better he would be off. I mean, I know from first-hand experience of dealing with disorders.
Yes, definitely. I agree. That's why I stopping what I'm doing and going.
It's like an old Cherokee proverb: one that casts poison bread into the water. One that casts bread into the water, don't expect it not to come back poisoned. It's like basically saying when you're treating one that treats someone less than a human and casts bread on the water, don't expect it not to come back poisoned. Meaning, if you treat somebody horribly when they're in the right and just, don't expect their actions to be any nicer.
I get what you're saying, definitely. That is true, and I don't want him to be sour.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of wondering, I now have proof that he did violate a felony before any of my court proceedings, and that is per the Ombudsman of Alaska. Now Judge Levy, showing his attack on me already, which is mentioned in the U.S. court docket I have open, also showed that. And then when he signed the letter, the charge, my wife tried to get up there when we do have the actual evidence of a felony complaint. Mm-hmm. He is now expressing apathetic attitude and personality by being biased because he attacked me, and he's reflecting it on my wife. Mm-hmm. I mean, the ombudsman admits when my wife was pregnant and we had to get her somewhere when she had the dead baby in her, and Miss Heath would not do nothing, yes, he stepped in. The ombudsman got somewhere. That then Miss Heath did commit, putting my wife at serious risk or injury, which is a Class A felony in Alaska.
Right. Okay, so you called yesterday and stated that the attorney's office wasn't allowing you to serve them. I actually contacted them to find out what's going on, and they said that you can serve them through fax or mail.
Well,
but
they didn't give me their fax. If you doubt me, it's on. I called and asked for their
No,
fax.
I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you at all.
It's on the internet it's on YouTube called the Monkman. Yes, and I'm not gonna deal with them no more. I am entitled to an attorney.
All right. So, anyways, let me give you their fax number.
No, I'm entitled to an attorney, ma'am. I'm sorry if I don't have an attorney. No, ma'am. This is called unfair, unbiased acts against a disabled person after their client committed 2 felonies in the state of Alaska before these hearings ever began in the courts. Now, this is a way to justify, killing our child and almost killing my wife.
I'm going to let you go if you keep this up. Now, I understand what you're saying, but I want to give you the fax number in case you file something more. They need to be served because the person who's following me,
yes.
Mr. Mapes, you need to let me explain.
But they don't
the person who's following me, right. Mr. Mapes, the person who is following me is the clerk of court, and she's acting in a clerk capacity for this case type, and she's dealing, because I handled about 4 different case types. She's going to be handling all that plus her normal duties.
Yes.
She's not going to have time to be on the phone like this.
Well, I have a question. Do I have an attorney yet? Because I should have had one this whole time once I was attacked for my disability.
I haven't seen anything come from the judge yet, but since everything's on appeal is up with him, and you filed your reply.
But did you add the criminal charges also? Like when I said I wanted the judge to look at it, but I also wanted copies added to my appeal.
Right, I did voice your concerns about that with him and with other people here, and
it's on the internet now.
They're thinking about whether or not they're going to add.
It's on the internet now that person committed a felony, and that's per the recorded call I have with the ombudsman.
Mr. Mapes, I get all that. We got to stay focused because I have to get off the phone. I've got lots to do today. So here's the thing: it's up to them whether or not they're going to add it. I haven't heard back from that either.
If they don't, there is a U.S. court case open saying if they don't add it, that's called threat, as to threaten, coerce, or intimidate me while I'm in a U.S. court case, ma'am. And this has been open before the appeals.
That's something that you can deal with him
I've
later.
already said that. I mean, this has been open after Judge Levy's actions violating canon.
Can I please give you the fax number?
Yeah, but I don't have nothing to fax them. I've supplied everything.
Right, because everything is done. Everything is done, and I've served them on everything.
Well, my question is, why are they going to your courthouse claiming to be me, which is called identity theft, and making a charge account, which is called fraud? That's criminal. I don't care if they're an attorney or not. What you told me on the phone is on the internet proving they're being criminal, committing fraud and identity theft.
So what I'm going to do about that, since it's really frustrating you, I'm going to contact CMS and make sure they put that charge on the right person.
Well, it doesn't matter. That's called fraud and identity theft.
No, we knew who they were when they approached the counter.
It's already been done.
We knew it was the law. We knew it was the law office. The person who was at the front counter put it on under your name.
And who was it? Who was it?
It was the Sonosky group, her attorney.
Oh, her attorney. So her attorneys are committing fraud.
No.
That's called identity theft.
No.
When ma'am, if I go to somewhere and I say I'm on your behalf and I want to charge this to your behalf and I don't know you personally, that is called identity theft and fraud, ma'am. That's using another's.
They didn't approach our front counter and tell us they were someone different. We know who you are.
Well, it doesn't matter when they put it on my name for the money to be billed to me. That's called fraud. That is
put it on your name, but I'm actually going to fix that right now.
Well, it doesn't matter. It happened. They committed an act of fraud with your courts. That is called fraud, ma'am. No,
they didn't do it.
It's been done. I have a screenshot showing it's done. The charges were there. And then you telling me they did and requested it, and then that other charge came up. That is evidence of fraud, ma'am. That is called fraud. Yes, it is.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
We're just going to argue about something, but I'm going to fix it right now, and it's not going to be.
Well, fixing it doesn't justify the crime they already committed. You're trying to cover it up now. Have a good day, because that's called a crime cover-up.
All right.
You can't cover up their fraud, man. This
is
going on the internet because you're trying to cover up Mrs. Heath's attorney's act of fraud against me.
Mr. Mapes.